Hey everybody, let me talk in this video about array. Array, if you studied in math, so it is sequence of location that reserved under one name. Imagine you have 10 numbers, so you will not define 10 variable 1, variable 2, variable 3, variable 4. It's not make sense to make all these variable. So it's better to have array. Array, if you define array and define the size for your array for 10 number, and you will okay now. You could save 10 number under one name and you could access to this number by index. So to get started, I will create a new class and I will name it my array. Okay. I make sure to take just only this line for creating a new method for creating, and I'm okay now. So how I could work with array? I could work with it in any type. So I could define array of string, or array of integer, or array of float, whatever. I want to define array of string for jobs. So I will define string. Then I will do in this way. I open and close the bracket. Then I will say jobs. Then I will say equal a new string. Then I open a bracket, I define the size for my array. Whenever you have array, you have to define the size for your array. So the application could reserve that location. So if I say I have 5, that means I have 5, I define array with 5 location in the memory. So you could define array in this way. The type of array, then you open a bracket and close it, then you give a name for array, then you call a new instance from same data type, then the size. Now I want to add data in this array. So see how I could access it. Imagine I want to add in the first element in the array. Just I say jobs, I open a bracket 0. Because first index is 0. Let me give it, for example, developer. Okay? And then I will continue. I say I have jobs for the second location. It means 1. I will give it name, for example, tester. Then I continue. Jobs for 2, what I give to it like QA. Okay, then I have jobs for number how much, it's 3, so what I give it manager. Then I define another elements is for, let me say, admin. So if you see, now I have one name it jobs. The jobs have 5 location. If you see, index in array start on 0. This is mean index. So on index 0, I added developer. Index 1, I added tester. Index 2, I added quality insurance. Index 3, I added manager. 4, I added admin. Now imagine I want to print this element. If you see, I have index from 1 to 4, so it's better to do loops. So I will define array loop, integer I equals 0, then I less than 5, then I plus plus. This is just for indexing, for moving through the element. Now I want to print this element. I just say syso, then I say I place print to me jobs for I. Now when first I define the array, then I add that inside the array. Now when I have for loop, so first of all I will take first in the element in index 0, then index 1, then index 3, then I continue to print all the elements. If you see now run, I see all these data. So how that work, as I told you, because I have for loop and the for loop goes through the element. First I add them, then I could access to them. So to add any element, you just give the name of array, then the index that you want to add, then you add equal the data. If you want to get it, just give the name of the array, then the data. If you say I want to print only tester, so I just say 1, print 1, index 1. If I run it, he will print tester 5 times because this is for loop. But now I want to print them using for loop, so I say okay, print them in this way. If you see, this way. Now I don't want the user to give the data directory, so let me just stop this code because the number of line of code, I just stop them all together. Now I want user enter this data through the screen. So he enter the job. So let me say, okay, so sys, I say enter jobs. Okay. Then I need to define for loop for entering the job. Then I have to have a scanner. You remember how we could work with a scanner when we worked before for input my age. This was the scanner, if you remember it. So now let me just add it here, take it. If you see it is scanner, so I just import the scanner. So I'm reading. Okay, so I want to add that inside the job. So I say jobs for I equal scanner dot next, and next line. Let me not scanner, should be reader dot next line. That means I'm reading line by line and add them inside array. So first of all I enter the data, then let me suppose print jobs, just print jobs. So now I have for loop. The for loop goes, first of all, he in the index 0 he will add, he asks you to enter, then index 1 asks you to enter, 2, 3, 4, then continue. If I save it, run it, if you see he say enter the job, I will say developer and click next. I say tester, I click next, I say admin, then I say manager, then I say user. If you see, then he print the job. He print developer, tester, admin, manager, user. This is how we could work with array, and this is how we could assign data for array. As I told you, you don't have to define only string. For example, let me define array of integer. I say integer for ages equal a new instance for integer, for example, age for 10 people. That's okay, you could do it. And same thing you could do, for example, for float. Okay, and for double also, and for any data type. Here we done, and see you next.